Alright, let's dive into this dating talk with a casual attitude and a shot of reality. Here's the situation. You're sitting across from a woman, maybe on a first date, maybe just getting coffee, and you're wondering what's really going on in her mind. She's laughing, smiling at your jokes, but there's this underlying layer. Things she'll never just blurt out. That's where we're headed today. We're dissecting the notion of she'll never tell you this, but here's what she secretly wants in a man. I'm not going to guess or throw out cheesy pickup lines. This is a question of tapping into the heart of what women generally want in a man, but don't always speak up about. Having spent years digging into relationships, human connection, and the crazy, beautiful mess of dating, I've cultivated some observations worth hearing that will actually help you. So sit back, pour yourself a drink, and let's get real about what she's secretly craving. First off, let's talk about confidence. Yeah, I know, you've already heard this one. So bear with me, because it's not a matter of swagger or acting like you're the king of the room. She's not looking for a man who's loud or cocky just for the sake of being loud or cocky. What she's looking for, deep down, is a man who's comfortable with himself. Think about it. When you are at ease with yourself, it is like a signal that goes out and says, "Hey, I am okay and I do not need to pretend." That quiet confidence is appealing. She might not say, "Wow, I am impressed that you did not bat an eye when the waiter spilled water," but she notices. It is in the way you carry yourself, the way you do not scramble to try to impress her every second. She wants someone who's steady, not some anxiety-filled mess trying to figure out her every thought. And here's the thing, you don't have to be perfect to pull this off. Blow a joke? Own it. Trip over your words? Laugh it off. That's the kind of authenticity she's drawn to, even if she never gives it away. Now, let's shift gears a bit. Emotional intelligence is another big one she's secretly hoping for. You don't need to be a mind reader, but she wants a guy who gets it, who picks up on her vibes without needing to spell things out for him. Say she's had a rough day. She won't always come out and say, "I need you to listen." But if you do say a simple, "Hey, you okay?" and really listen to her, that's gold. It's not about fixing her problems either. Guys, forget this. She doesn't always need a fix. Sometimes she just needs you to sit there, nod, and let her vent, showing that you can absorb her emotions without freaking out or shutting down. That's a quiet strength she'll feel deep down, even if she doesn't send you a thank you note for it. Dating is not all about the good times. It's about those little moments when you show you're on the same wavelength as her. Let's keep this going and discuss effort. Not the big, movie-like gestures, although those can be awesome, but the small things that demonstrate you're putting in the effort. She'll never explicitly tell you, "I want you to remember I mentioned I loved sunflowers 3 weeks ago," but when you bring one over for no reason at all, it gets her. Effort is not blowing money or bringing her on a flawless date every time. It's getting back to her when you say you will. It's asking her how her day was and actually caring. It's noticing she's cold and tossing her your jacket without making a big deal out of it. These moves say, "I see you and I'm here for it." She's watching for that consistency. That proof you're not just coasting through the dating game. And trust me, she feels the difference between a guy who's trying and a guy who's just winging it. Here's something unexpected. She secretly wants a man who has his own thing going on. Does that sound irrational or what? You'd think she'd want to possess all of your attention, but nope. A man who has his own hobbies, interests, and goals is so much more attractive than one who's glued to her hip. Think you're really into hiking or fixing up old cars. Whatever, she's into the fact that you've got something that stokes your fire. It's not about dismissing her, but balance. By being out, doing your life, it tells her you are not needy or desperate. She's never going to say, "I am so drawn to the way you do not text me every 5 minutes," yet she is drawn to it. That independence is what makes time with you actually have meaning and not forced. Being in a relationship with a person who's a complete human being unto themselves, that's the sensation she's looking for, even if it's unspoken. Let's move on to something slightly deeper, vulnerability. Yep, I went there. She wants a guy who isn't afraid to show a softer side. Not crying at every chick flick, but being open about what's on your mind. Maybe you're stressing about a big work thing. Tell her. Maybe you're stoked about something small. Share it. She doesn't want a robot who's always fine. When you share with her even a bit, it builds trust. She might not say, "Thanks for telling me you're scared of spiders," but it matters. That sharing gives her the green light to be herself too. Dating is a two-way street, and she's secretly hoping you'll meet her halfway on the emotional level, not just the surface chatter. One other key lesson learned: she needs to be chosen, not chased. There is a difference. Chasing is needy. It's texting her 10 times when she doesn't get back, or pushing too hard for a date when she's not ready yet. Choosing is thoughtful. It's saying, "I'm interested and I'm in," without freaking out. She'll never tell you that she hates the clingy behavior, but she does. When you give her space to come to you, it's like you're trusting her to meet you halfway. That's powerful. It's not a game, it's respect. And when you select her out of interest, not just because she's available, she can feel it. That's the kind of dating energy that sticks with her. Let's not forget about humor either. She wants a guy who can make her laugh, but it does not equate to being a stand-up comedian. It is the one-liners, the way you tease her about taking the fries from your plate, or the way you roll with the absurd moments of life. She might not say, "Your silliness is why I stick around," but it is an adhesive that holds dating together. Laughter dissipates the tension, the awkwardness, the daily grind. If you can keep it light without overdoing it, you're golden. She's secretly hoping you're the guy who doesn't take himself too seriously, because who wants to date a statue? Here's something else she won't tell you. She wants you to have boundaries. Not walls, but a spine. If she's running late and you're cool waiting 10 minutes, but not an hour, say it. If she's pushing a joke too far, let her know. It's not about being a jerk. It's about showing you've got standards. A guy who bends over backwards for every whim. That's not sexy. She wants someone who respects himself enough to draw a line. It's a quiet signal that you're solid, not a pushover. Dating someone with self-respect makes her feel like she's with a partner, not a doormat. Now, let's wrap this up with a big one. She wants to feel safe. Not just physically, though that's huge, but emotionally too. She's never gonna say, "I need you to be my rock," but when you're calm in a storm, when you don't lose it over nothing, she notices. It's that steady presence that makes her feel at ease. Dating is messy. There's mistakes, awkwardness, fights. But if she knows you're not gonna run or blow up, that's everything. Safety isn't boring. It's the prerequisite for all the fun, crazy stuff to be able to go down. She wants someone she can lean on, even if she never explicitly says so. So what's up with all of this? These aren't secrets she's keeping to toy with you. They're just things that she may not know how to say, or doesn't think she needs to. Confidence, emotional smarts, effort, independence, vulnerability. Choosing her, humor, boundaries, safety. These are the threads that weave through what she's secretly wanting in a man. Dating's not a code to crack, it's a dance. Step up with some of this in your back pocket, and you're not just guessing anymore, you're connecting. Get out there and be the man she doesn't need to justify herself to. You got this.